Gentlemen, we're back. God damn it, we're back, and it's game number 1 in the ZvZ. Let's get this party started. In the bottom left side, we've got... Stop reading chat, woman. It's going to be the blue Zerg player, sort of.
I don't have to be reading chat. Keep laughing. In the top right, as the red Zerg, it's Namshar.
Hey guys, am I muted? I had no idea. Okay, so here's the secret truth, guys. All right, you all think I made a mistake muting myself, and I had to make it look that way because I had to tell Zomgrip some confidential information, and I didn't want people to understand what was going on by reading my lips or hearing what I was saying. So that was actually all very much on purpose, and I'm a cool dude. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I intentionally just made up half a conversation to keep you covered.
Yeah, I was actually like, so did you receive the Russian codes? And she was like, well, I don't know. Are we casting both qualifiers tonight?
So good.
Okay, well, whatever. It's fixed now, and I know people can see me, hear me. Not see me, but hear me. You guys are watching the TING Open qualifiers. People have been asking all day, what the hell is TING? Well, let me give you a quick little TLDR while we're waiting for the game to pick up here, as nobody went for 14-14. No Bly in here. TING is a US mobile phone service that's helping people save a lot of money on their monthly cell phone bills. With TING, you can pick a plan and you're billed for your actual usage at the end of the month. You can make your cell phone bill as cheap as you want and still be used on the latest smartphones. TING is on 2 nationwide networks, T-Mobile and Sprint. And blah, blah, blah. They've given us a lot of other stuff to read. But the TLDR is this is a company who genuinely wants to help you save money. So for that reason alone, you should do your own research. That's not me being lazy. That's just me affirming, like, these guys are pretty legit and super cool.
Yep.
Almost as cool as me passing off those secrets to you when nobody saw. Actually, you know, what I'm trying to play this off is like, you know when you like pay somebody a bribe and you like put the dollar in your hand and try to slip into their hand all cool, but fail and drop it on the ground? I feel like that's what I just did.
So the best part was not that you didn't just go like, I was like, oh, your mic is muted. You were just like, my mic was muted. I could like see your face, but I couldn't, you know?
You could hear the frustration. Yes, I understand.
So, this is actually how ZvZs on Dust Towers tend to look when you don't have Bly.
Yeah.
About half the games are someone does try an early pool, but it macros out of it. And the other half of the games are they get to a third base pretty easily and go into a roach war. So, seeing the flip version of it.
The Banelings get scouted with this, but not popping off that link. Sort of will get a decent scout on Namshar's base. Namshar, by the way, for those who don't know, is of course the reason we have an Ace Namgasm emote. He was cast on the channel a little while back. Bit of a fun fact. He's gone super full time with gaming, so he hasn't been part of base trade in, like, I'd say over a year at this point. But our heart still goes out to him.
I only casted him ever one time. I knew him so little.
You drink a lot of Coca-Cola.
I remember you telling me about that.
It's like weird, you know? Like it's not a little bit. Like you drink a lot of Coca-Cola.
I love this. Anarchist hamster. Wrong payouts. Partoof's market collapse. Mute mic.
Everyone's tweeting at me about my mic being muted now too. Like it's.
I was so scared to look at Twitter. Only one person tweeted at me.
I have 5 notifications, all of which say your mic's muted, bro. Like I get it. I figured it out. God damn it.
I love stream delay.
Stream delay. Yo, that's another downside to stream delay. I would have known right away. It actually totally sucks that we have to use a delay. Now it's our tournament, our rules. We probably could have said no delay, but we want to keep everything above board and whatnot. But I do wish there was a way you could delay the in-game client in order to have no delay in your stream at all.
Technology's not there. So, this is actually a very just like, okay, you do your thing, I do my thing, go into roaches, alright then. The question is, do they go into a Hydralist Den or a Spire? And I think it's going to be just Roach Hydra. And then the question beyond that is, how long do they wait for their Lurker Den? It's very played out when it's this passive.
Yeah, to the point of it almost being a little bit boring, to be completely honest. But the setup on this is pretty important. Namshar, you'll note, does have a drone lead. John Cena coming in with some love. It's from Mad the Swine 88, $5, and he says, not sure whether to be happy or sad to see 2 Swedes going up like this. Go sort of, more duck. Of course, it's the Moro duck emote. I'm not just calling for more ducks. That
More
would
ducks,
imply that
please.
there was ducks in the first place, and we wanted more of them, which we don't and don't.
Oh, so Namshar is going to be going for a Spire here. Sort of still sticking on those roaches, could do an attack to buy him time and hopefully do a lot of damage before the Spire's ready. But he will want to scout this. Okay, it's going to be that attack. So that's he's going to basically be attacked by the Mutas and then be like, oh, it's Mutas. Look at that.
This is, well, it's not the games we cast earlier. This looks exactly like them, though. Trying to remember which ZvZ it was, but my brain doesn't work.
I was about to be like, I don't remember what you're talking about.
But no, we saw this exact move, except that this time there's more roaches and ravagers for Namshar, and as he gets to the mutas, I don't think we're going to see a sort of snowball off this. The nice thing though is because he has no ravagers of his own, he has a numbers advantage, and he presses this forward as he gets on top of the ravagers, starts taking out this Corsair Biles. Ravagers, of course, have range that can kite, but the roach count is just snowballing like crazy for sort of. And a big part of this isn't just because he chose not to go for Ravagers. A large part of this is because he didn't go for Spire or Mutilus or anything else behind this. So he's going to finally clean up these roaches, but there might be just so few roaches remaining for sort of. I think the Mutas actually might clean this up.
Another big thing was that Namshar did not see this attack coming. He actually intentionally dodged the Overlord, which was pretty cool. Yeah, all of this added up together to Namshar just barely not being able to hold. Well, the Mutas are now out, so of course the roaches will eventually die, but we have a steady stream of blue Zerg coming across the map, and while the Mutas will eventually clean it up, the roach number is still dwindling for Namshar, which means that his drones will be attacked soon.
But they're not attacked yet, and I think that's a key point, because he has more or less held this. The Mutalisks are chipping these away slowly but surely, and he pushes this back. This is damn impressive. Now, as good as this was, it's not like Namshar is set up to do a crazy counterattack. Sworder's actually still got a lot of units in play, and he's got a nice economy behind it. Spore Crawlers are coming down, Hydralisk then finishes up, so that defense was impressive. But he could throw the game by taking a really bad aggressive stance here.
This is going to be interesting. Namshar could put a lot more into the Mutas, actually, and try and snowball, thinking that sort of does not have the preparation for Mutas. 10 Hydras is enough in this situation, but if it was those 10, then 15, then 20 Mutas, actually the Hydras would not be able to cut it. But Namshar's going back into Roaches, getting that upgrade again. He actually didn't lose drones. Again, it's kind of surprising. So 7 more feels a little unnecessary, actually. He's getting a 4th base, too.
Okay, well, as far as this sort of shows for Namshar, I guess to say, it's one of these situations where I like they didn't overdedicate. If he'd gone for a big push there, I think he would have actually lost everything, and then a counterattack from sort of would have won the game. The fact that he holds on, gets some new Ravagers, 4th base being established, this is good. I don't think he's automatically won the game, and I don't think sort of's automatically won the game. They're both in pretty good standing.
Yeah. It's really surprising to see a game just bounce off like this, though. Usually the Roach player is dedicated too much and didn't break, so they get counterattacked and they lose to the Mutas, just a snowball, or they actually break the defensive Muta player, and that's it. That's game. But this has ended up still being very even. You know, not even one person really being at a disadvantage. Sure, sort of a little later on the 4th base and the drones, but at the end of the day, he will have the more consistently better army. Like, Banelings can get really good hits, but you are hoping on them getting these this nice splash.
Well, I guess a couple of good Corsair Biles to start that fight, but again, this is for sort of all of his armies on the ground, and those Hydras will certainly add a lot to this.
This is also before Namshar's +2 is done. +1 doesn't really count, the Mutas aren't really there. Yeah. +2 is about to finish, and Baneling speed as well, but still no Banelings, still no Lings on the field. This might not be the best idea. He does get a little bit on top of those Hydralisks, but still a huge chunk of Roaches off to the right, and this is pushed back.
Yeah, sort of's got a very nice lead. And the problem is before the Mutalisk caught them, there's no way to shoot up. Now there is. And those Mutas aren't going to be able to snowball the way they were before.
Yeah. Namshar might be in a lot of trouble. The upgrades are even, but his army is just entirely disjointed. It's losing on every single front.
Yeah, even here on the backside, being chased back, those Roaches trying to get on top of this, but Hydra's left behind as well. front line's also getting a little bit dangerous for sort of as his army's getting a bit thin, but I don't know if Namshar's defender's advantage will be enough once everything consolidates, because once more, sort of has a much larger army, and yeah, okay, upgrades have evened up at this point, but the Hydras and Roaches are going to beat out the Roaches just straight up.
It's looking like Sort of's game. I mean, again, surprising. So impressive that Namshar defended that Roach push like he did, but I mean, I actually don't know where he quite went wrong. Like, sure, Roach Hydra is going to be a better composition, but I guess he just kind of poked the bear. If he had been a little more defensive and just waited for his Lings and Banelings, he would have had his own pretty damn good army, but instead he attacked and let Sort of know, like, hey, I'm going to lose a fight if you attack me, so...
Well, Jones getting pulled into this. You know it's messy for Namshar when, unfortunately for him, it's not going to be enough. And if sort of in the worst case scenario loses his army, he'll still trade out with Namshar's and have claimed 25 drones in the process and that 4th base. This is a fight I don't think Namshar can take, no matter how sweet these Corrosive Biles are. But once again, if he holds, sort of is still in a better spot, I feel, especially with the reinforcements rallied in right now.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to hold initially. Get those Roaches in front of those Hydras. Get the Hydras behind the Roaches.
Namshar's about to have an upgrade lead, but he just lost a 4th in all of his drones. So, he better hope that a counter will win the game.
Is that slowly? Oh, never mind. Sorry. I thought I saw some Lings in the field.
Oh, he's going to try that Baneling bust. Oh, no, wait. Those are Soul Ravagers. Never mind.
I mean, it's the same concept, though. The Corrosive Bile is going to be that damage that the Banelings would otherwise be, but... Bust or not, I think Namshar is the one who's going to get bust here as he gets broken in the middle of the map. This is 100% of his army. His income is almost half that of his opponent, meaning he can make 1 Roach for every 2 that sort of makes. In fact, we can see that right there. Namshar was actually winning that income battle so hard for so long, and I guess just that lack of army presence, the lack of the ability to contend with the Hydralists that came up behind these Roaches. I mean, keep in mind, Hydra's attack really fast, and Namshar never got any armor upgrades. Well, sorry, he's got 1 now, but he didn't have any armor upgrades for a while, so those Hydras were just chunking away at everything.
Yeah. Namshar is about to see steamrolled. I mean, this army doesn't look quite steamrolly, but there's more army coming up behind. The upgrades are finishing for Sort of as well, and Namshar, he doesn't have an end game here.
Oh, I love that Sort of just as screw it starts pushing through. Both players just there's so many Corrosive Biles. Like, where do you run? In front of you, behind you, everywhere it's covered with this yellow goo. But despite this really good fight and the amazing hold that Namshar had in this game, Sort of is about to overpower him. 87 supply, 26. GG!
GG!